Welcome to all our in-person attendees. Don't despair. The room is sold out and does fill up, but I'm getting used to this in London. People do lots of things on the way in, and they rock up at some stage during the proceeding. I have to always acknowledge this is the third year that we are doing a London Indaba. The format of by the industry for the industry is something we have done for the last 12 years in South Africa with the Joburg Indaba. And although we therefore depend on sponsors, the content is not sponsored. It is honest conversations, it's hopefully blunt conversations, it's trying to get to the issues that we as an industry may be facing in a way that is worth listening to and participating in. We do acknowledge all of our sponsors. Thank you for making it possible. Paula Mansi, the CEO of Resources for Africa, and her team are really experts when it comes to putting together a program and a conference. So Paula and team, thank you very much. I enjoyed yesterday, although I had to go very slow on the caffeine. I mean, today, I'm just going to be out of control from about midday. I mean, it will be cup 10 kicks in, and when cup 10 kicks in, then things happen. I really thought yesterday's conversations about the challenges mining faces in Africa, and Africa faces with mining, I thought it was exactly the conversations I was aspiring for us to have. I can remind you that we kicked off with Marco Tofani, who's of course extremely well positioned to speak about mining in Africa. He spoke very well. He even claimed all the success for Anglo-American during his tenure. He forgot that the platinum price was running wild. I reminded him of that. But he made some really good points about what it takes and why it is possible to mine successfully in Africa. We touched on geopolitics, and we'll have different perspectives on geopolitics again today. I think what we all know is that the world is no longer exactly like it was a few months ago. What we don't know is exactly what the world will be like in another few months. So that's where we are. Consultants would come up with beautiful VUCA terms and all sorts of stuff. I'm not too sure it is too different to how life has always been. But right now, there's a huge amount of uncertainty. And of course, that plays into narratives of critical minerals, and it plays into narratives of logistics. And we have been and will continue to unpack that. As you could tell yesterday, I really enjoyed the conversations with the CEOs. I'm always surprised to find out these are real people. They're not only assholes or smart like their PR systems are trying to spin it for us. And behind these real people are people who take tough decisions, people who take bold decisions, people who make sometimes bad mistakes. And we learned a lot from, I think, from all of our CEOs. I personally also am beginning to think perhaps there is something to the copper story. If you want to hear me being cynical about things, I don't know what I think about hydrogen. Carbon capture is just a hoax, if you ask me. And then this copper bullshit that, yes, I mean, the copper price must go up by a factor of 1,000 tomorrow, but it doesn't. I'm always hearing these stories and wondering. And I must say, yesterday's conversation about copper, the need for copper, as you can see, I try and have these conferences where at the end of the conference, I think different about things than what I thought at the start. Those are the types of conversations I personally enjoy. And I must say the copper narrative was extremely well unpacked. David Tate of the World Gold Council spoke a lot of things I didn't understand, but then I'm not yet to understand all this digital, unfudgeable, whatever stuff. There's some fantastic new initiatives that is coming through. You guys saw me struggle to get Alex Membere to be telling us about himself and his phenomenal story in Zimplats. And Alex is such an authentic leader of a world-class operation that I think sometimes the best way to talk about an industry or to talk about a operation or a country is to let somebody share the story of what it is like to operate there. I've been a big fan of Zimplats and platinum mining in Zimbabwe, and I think Alex convinced us in a few minutes that it's actually not impossible to run a world-class mining operation at scale in an African country. Our politicians were politicians. We're going to talk a lot. We're going to bring our values to the forefront. We're going to sign bilaterals. Very eloquently spoken. But if I take my sarcasm and cynicism out of the conversation, it's obviously very challenging, I think, for politicians throughout the world with the unknowns and uncertainties. And I think the High Commissioner of Zambia summed it up very well when she explained what it takes to be friends with the East and the West and the North and the new powers, and it is not easy. So very interesting conversations with our politicians and representatives of African countries. So nice day one. The conversation continues. The madness in the world continues. I now set my alarm, wake up, and just look at Twitter and see what Donald Trump has done, or what he has claimed to do, more typically. I mean, he doesn't do a lot of what he claims to do, but where's he declared war, where's he declared peace? And then we start our day and we try and carry on for another day. So we live in fantastically interesting times. The platform is trying to equalize the participation between the people in the venue and the people online. And so we use this Slido link. This is how we put poll questions to the audience from time to time, but it's also how you put your questions to me so that I can put it to the speaker and or the panel. So if you don't mind, especially if you're a first-timer, my advice always is look for somebody young next to you. Martin, I'm looking at you. Look for somebody young who can help you with this. Just younger than you, not young. I mean, you are young, but younger than you. So you guys know how to do this by now, no? I mean, since they put the wine menus on these types of platforms, we all had to find out how to work it now. So you click on the Slido link, and you go through, and then we're going to do just a relaxed poll question to see how many of the people in the room and online are awake. So why are you back for day two? So if you were not here day one, just pretend that you were here for day one. Obviously, you're a sad and lonely person. You're one of those suckers where the boss went to Wimbledon and he sent you. Clearly, most of you are here because the chairman is hilariously funny, or you, by accident, thought it was an AI conference. I mean, those are all valid reasons to come and spend your morning here. Just see, my whole family voted. I had all the kids up just for this moment. This is the moment. Paula, we must talk about my wages. Well, there's nothing to talk about. Okay, so guys, you get the drift. I don't want 42 participants, so please, when we check in with the audience on a topic, it's really just to help to see where the audience is. So yesterday, with the politicians, we were talking about Africa, beneficiation, value add. Now, coming from a mining background, I don't think it's a space for miners. Personally, I'm sharing a personal view. I don't know how you force miners into beneficiation, which is a completely different business. So I suffer from the view that my view is correct, and therefore everybody will agree with me. And during the conversation, we checked in with the audience, and 70% of the audience think African governments should legitimately put more pressure on mining companies to go into beneficiation. So from time to time, the audience are just wrong. But I have to check in with the audience and get their sentiment and see, where the sort of audience is. So that's the purpose of this. And obviously, it works a little bit better if people participate. So I want to check in a little bit. We spoke about critical minerals. I mean, in South Africa, coal apparently is very critical. With my background, I would argue gold is critical, and if you don't think so, I'll ask the central banks of the world how critical it may be. And so this whole definition of criticality takes on political and all sorts of other slants. But I would like to check with the audience, if you could but only pick one mineral which you think is critical right now, please feel free to exercise your democratic right to be wrong. The whole Harmony team is here. So, Marianne, you guys must vote gold. I can tell how many people in the room here. Again, I think by the time we read about this in newspapers, it sounds like critical minerals is a clearly defined concept. Everybody is in agreement. Clearly, it is the rare earths that hasn't yet been discovered in Ukraine, but will soon be discovered. And the reality, of course, is it is not any of that. Critical is a definition and a perspective, and everybody comes to their own conclusion. I even voted for copper after yesterday. Still don't understand the price, but perhaps later today. So
Nickel. Nickel? Spelled wrongly.
Hey?
It's spelled wrongly. Nickel.
Oh my God, yeah. Hey, do you know where I grew up? English was not even a second language. But I can't believe that all the English-speaking people in my team didn't fix that. I'll have to go back to my notes. I know how to spell nickel, I just want to say. A nickel and a dime, we got that wrong. But nobody wants that nickel to be critical. Did you see that? A quick final yes or no question, because we check in with the audience on yes or no questions. Should multinational mining companies, the majors especially, do they need to be more outspoken about the issues facing mining in African countries? I'm not setting you and your panel of chairs up, Fiona, but is there a bigger role to be played for multinationals to influence narratives